Hi everyone, this is Mindy Eggen for Honeybee Stamps, and in today's video we are going to create this vibrant underwater scene doing some embossed resist and ink blending with stencils. The products that I'm going to be using today is the Seashells stamp set. It has all of these great large detailed images of seashells, and then I'm also going to use the Layered Waves stencil, which is a two-piece stencil. I'm going to be using my magnetic make art station, but first I'm going to put a little bit of removable adhesive to the back of my white cardstock. This is cut to 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. That's just going to hold my cardstock in place while I do some ink blending. So like I said, this is a two-piece stencil, and on there it has etched in there the base and the top layer so you know which is which. Now, to help me align this, since I'm not using a 6x6 piece of cardstock, I'm placing this down over my cardstock, and then I'm going to put just some pieces of low tack tape on the very edges in that top corner. Now, after I thought about it, I forgot that I actually have the magnetic corners for the make art station, but for now, this is a quick and easy way, and this is just going to help make sure that both layers match up exactly. So I'm also going to put a little piece down towards the bottom. Now I'm going to remove the stencil for right now, and I'm going to put a light layer of color on this cardstock. One of the colors that I will be using is the Salvaged Patina Distress ink. These are the regular distress inks that I'm going to use for my background. And I just kind of wanted to set the scene. So I picked up some of that ink with my foam blending tool, and starting off of the cardstock, I'm going to blend my way on in circular motions. Just going pretty light-handed. I can always build up the color as I go along, and I'm going to cover the entire sheet. So now that I have just kind of this base color underneath, now I'm going to bring in that first layer of the stencil. So this is the base. It's labeled at the top there like I showed before. Lined it up in my little make art corner, makeshift corners there. And now I'm going to bring in that Salvaged Patina again. And I'm starting at the very bottom. I don't know if it really matters which way. I just, for some reason, started towards the bottom with my lightest color, and I'm going to blend over this just a little ways up. I have a few colors that I want to add to this background. I have the stencil held down with my magnets, but I'm also using my fingers because those pieces want to shift on me that are kind of those smaller areas of the stencil. Now that my Salvaged Patina is down, I'm going to bring in Salty Ocean once again in the Distress Inks line, not the Oxides, which is what I normally use, and I'm blending that right above the Salvaged Patina. Then I'm going to come in with Blueprint Sketch, add that in there, kind of blending down into that Salty Ocean, which makes a gorgeous ocean color scene. And then I wanted to have a darker color on top, and I had just gotten Uncharted Mariner. I'm sorry, I can't remember the name of the newest distress ink that just came out. And I started with it, but it really wasn't matching the shades that I had here. So instead of that, I'm going to bring in Villainous Purple. Now, when I apply this over that dark blue, it turns into like a majorly dark blue, which actually turns out pretty cool. So I'm going to blend that down, and then I'm going to remove that first layer of the stencil. And I'm going to come back in with my blending tools, just using the restover ink that I have on those tools to kind of dye back that color of the background. The background was just too stark. I shouldn't say white because I applied that Salvaged Patina, but it was just too bright. So I'm just going back over those areas with my blending tools. So now I can come back in with that second layer of the stencil, and I'm using my taped down corners to line it up perfectly over the background, holding those down, now holding the stencil down with my magnet. And these became very delicate. The insides were a little bit smaller. I kind of had a little trouble ink blending. The smart thing would have been for me to spray some pixie spray on the back of this, which is a low tack spray adhesive. That would have been a lot easier for me to ink blend these areas. But for right now, I am just using my fingers and carefully going over those open areas. So I started from the bottom again using those exact same colors, just kind of going a little heavier handed, starting with that Salvaged Patina, Salty Ocean, Blueprint Sketch, and then I'm going to come in at the top with that Villainous Potion, Villainous Purple. I can never remember the name of it. The Villainous Purple. I'm going to go with that for right now, but it will be linked down below in the video description. So now that my ink blending is done, I can carefully remove my stencil. I'm going to rinse these off in the sink, and I have this beautiful ocean background. So even though I kind of struggled with my colors a little bit, I really love how this came out. I want to add some white speckles to my background. So I have this jar. I'm not even honestly sure what it is. I've had it in my drawer forever. So I pulled it out and I added some of that white paint to my work surface with a couple drops of water. And then I'm flicking that onto my background with a paintbrush. I start by adding it to an acrylic block, but then I just come in and tap my paintbrush over the background. So while that is drying, I am going to stamp and color my images. So I laid out all of the images that I want to use from that Seashells stamp set, and I have 80-pound white cardstock placed in my Misty tool. I'm going to prep that with an anti-static powder tool and ink up all of these images with my embossing ink. So I'll just close the door in the Misty and apply some pressure to stamp these down. And I originally wanted to use my clear embossing powder, which traps the white of the cardstock underneath, and I just kind of prefer that when I do an embossed resist. But I grabbed my white embossing powder, which works just as well. It just wasn't what I expected when I was sprinkling on the powder onto my paper. Once all of the images are covered with that embossing powder, I'm bringing in my heat tool and just moving over those kind of quickly so it doesn't warp my paper too much, and just melt that embossing powder. Then I'm going to take my Distress Oxides this time and add color to these images. So I started off with my starfish here, and I'm going to use Squeezed Lemonade, a nice bright yellow on here. I'm going for very vibrant colors, and I'm also going to two-tone a lot of them. So I'm going to add different colors to them to help kind of shade them and add some contrast. I did Squeezed Lemonade on that bottom shell, and then I'm going to come in with Picked Raspberry. So I'm adding that to the bottom shell, and I'll kind of off screen go in between my brushes to help blend the two colors together. And then also the shell right above it, I'm going to add that bright pink to it. I brought in Twisted Citron for another one of those shells, so almost getting all of the rainbow. This large shell towards the top, I'm actually using the rest over color I have on my blending brushes with the different shades of blue that I had brought in from my background. I'm going to make one of my shells purple, so I brought in Shaded Lilac and adding this color using my blending brush in just a circular motion, so it's providing nice coverage over my images. And then bringing in that Villainous Purple towards the very bottom, kind of blend those two together and also add some of that purple to my pink. For the shell where I have the Twisted Citron, I'm bringing in Rustic Wilderness, so it has some really great contrast on that one. I think that might be my favorite shell. And then this bottom one here, I'm bringing in Carved Pumpkin, and I'm going to add a little bit of that carved pumpkin to my starfish, and then bring in Festive Berries to the very edge of that shell at the bottom. Once everything is blended, I'm just going over it with a paper towel to wipe off the excess ink. Now I'm going to take the coordinating dies for each of these images, hold them down with a low tack tape, and die cut them with my die cut machine. Now I'm going to work on a sentiment. So this sentiment comes off of the Seashells stamp set. I placed it onto some white cardstock, and I did condition my stamp. I prepped it. I had it ready for stamping, but sometimes the first impression just doesn't always work out. I stamped it with the intense black ink from Honeybee Stamps, but up close, it's easier to see. There was something up with it. It didn't look right. So I just flipped my cardstock and stamped it again. And that's all you really need to do. The more you use your stamp, the better impression it's going to leave. So I trimmed that down into a thin strip of cardstock, tongue-tied tonight. And I'm die cutting this out with my bitty buzz cutter. Off screen, I had gone ahead and arranged where I wanted my shells to go on the front of the card, and right now I'm just attaching them with my Tombow tape runner, but I'm not pushing down real hard. The reason for that is in case I change my mind or I want to change the arrangement, I can carefully peel them back up and it won't hurt my paper. So just getting an idea where I want everything to go, here I can kind of pick it up and shift it because that large shell was kind of throwing me off a little. I did trim off the excess, but one thing I really like when it comes to images on a card front is I like them hanging off of the front of the card more. So I'm just trimming off 1/4 inch off of each side so that they hang off the card or kind of bleed off the edge of the card a little bit, and that looks a little bit more natural to me. And then I can attach this to a white card base that is 4¼ by 5½. So my ink blended panel ends up measuring 3¾ by 5 inches. I added foam squares behind my sentiment and used my tweezers to place that on the front of my card. That's going to finish up my underwater card project for you today. I really love how this background came out. I hope you enjoyed it too. Thanks so much for stopping by.